So a few months ago, I posted a video basically as a guide to show people how to properly bring up a level 90 character for PvP. And this was because I thought that 90 was going to take off and become like a cemented level and join the ranks of like, 50, 60, max hopefully in the future, and levels like Exalted. 90 was never really taken serious in the beginning of when people actually started to do it, but a lot of people had negative things to say about it. A lot of people also had some positive things to say about it, but we didn't really know where the PvP meta was going to go. So it was kind of up in the air about whether 90 would actually join the ranks of, becoming a solid level of PvP with the fewest amounts of like game-breaking gimmicks and stuff like that. But a few months ago, right before, I think this was like right after I started to promote 90 a little bit, started to do like a little bit of 90 PvP, right at the apex of when people were starting to question whether 90 would actually become like a thing, like whether it would start to rival Grand, Legendary, etc. And one of my boys hit me up and they were like, yo, Sauce is out here questing the Rampager. So I pulled up and I was like, huh? Yo, Sauce, don't you already have a max fire? Like, what's going on, fam? And word for word, what he said to me was, oh, I think you know what's going on. So I can't speak for mans, right? But I'm pretty sure Sauce was about to 90 the Rampager, which in my mind, I was like, yo, hype, right? And that was right before the downhill of 90 when people started to write it off as just glass cannon, which was true to an extent, right? But after the test realm, after all these hot fixes, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case anymore. In fact, what's funny to me is that one of the biggest PvP YouTubers, when he decides to upload, had the most negative things to say. He was always there to try to shoot me down in someone's stream when I would try to promote 90 or talk about 90. Say that it's probably the best thing or the closest thing that we have to the golden age of PvP, which as we know is second age before Darkmoor. Everybody was loving PvP back then. But this guy had everything bad to say about it. It was just glass cannon, it's trash, this, that, and the other. It will never be second age PvP. But a couple months ago, I think maybe like a month and a half ago, right before the test realm dropped, this person was leveling their legend to 90, like 90 specifically. Why? Now, this video isn't made to badmouth, right? But I think that the way the meta is cementing itself, or the way that we're starting to see the meta move, and how the devs are presenting the roadmap for the future of 5th age PvP, I think people are starting to like bite their tongue and realize, okay, wait a minute, hold on. 90 could be promising, right? 90 could actually be a thing. 90 could bring the old heads back. And I think that right now, 90 PvP has hit a sweet spot where you can pretty much run any strat, whether it be trap stack, whether it be blade stack, whether it be glass cannon, or you just want to have as much resist and as much damage as possible, along with decent crit, block, pierce, accuracy, and power pip respectively. Like a balanced overall setup, if you will, and not completely be outclassed by people running, trap stack, blade stack, or even glass cannon, as the previous meta was. So we're gonna hop right into it. I'm gonna show you guys the stats and basically explain why I could essentially beat or have a better chance of beating someone who is, old meta glass cannon, 140 damage, 50 pierce, if that was the case, with these stats. So 5.3k health, really good health, 95 damage, right? Compared to the 110 damage that I had before, that is still really good damage for a balance. But with 61 resist, James, where's that resist coming from? What? Okay, hold on. I have to see the rest of the stats, because if you have 61 resist, the rest of your stats have to be dog, right? 20 accuracy, can't fizzle, 274 crit, 220 block, which block is kind of spotty above 200. You don't really want like too much block, because at that point you might be bootlegging other stats, but 200 block is going to be like right where the meta is, so you want like just under or just over 200 block. And then armor piercing is going to be 30 for me specifically, because I don't have my pierce mount equipped, so that's an extra 2 pierce, so 30 pierce, 27 incoming, 21 outgoing, and 91 power pip, over 90% power pip. How? James, what? Okay, so how are you going to combat glass cannon schools? Well, beforehand, right, it was pretty much pointless to shield, so everybody was weaknessing, and weakness is the direct counter to someone who was running glass cannon. Well, I'm not only carrying TC weaknesses, right, I'm also balanced, so I have weakness trained, so I can weakness somebody who was going glass cannon and TC weakness them. But shielding is now also meta, because if someone who was going glass cannon is versing you and they're deciding to blade to the heavens and, I don't know, maybe hit through a weakness, or they're trying to like one-shot you and you tower shield, your tower shield is going to eat up all of their pierce, and they're going to have to hit through 50 plus resist. And 50 plus resist is a big number to be taking off of a good chunk of damage from someone who is going glass cannon. So that's going to eat up a lot of their pips, a lot of their, you know, rounds and stuff like that, and give you the chance to recuperate, maybe heal, or put up blades of your own if you don't already have them up, or a bubble by that time, and just start wailing on them, right? There's counters to most schools running glass cannon. I think Ice is probably like the most broken school as of right now, just because of certain things that they have available to them. But most schools running glass cannon, there is counterplay, and there is good counterplay. Like, if you run TC weaknesses in your deck and TC towers, unless that glass cannon person is just getting like super good luck with RNG, maybe their pet is going off, this, that, and the other, you really should not have that hard of a time fighting them, right? And this is just stats running like Hades defensive robe. These are pack boots from the Gulcher's Horde pack. The hat. This is probably the most pivotal piece of all 90 PvP. This is how I'm able to achieve supreme resist on most schools. It's going to be Jade Hat. Now, if you're not a person with a lot of money, that's completely understandable. You know what I mean? Some people might be kids. You don't have a job. Basically, what I would advise is you to pop the Keeper's lore packs, get one Jade Hood, and stitch it to a universal stitch hat, and trade that between all of your 90s if you are going to be bringing up multiple. But that is pretty much the pivotal piece. Like, the one pivotal piece that you want on all of your characters is Jade Hat in your setup. I promise you, you can't go wrong with Jade Hat. It's so good in the 90 meta. I'm not sure if it's going to be affected by the gear audit update, but it is so good. And then your chest piece and boots. I mean, you could even run crafted hat, really. If you're trying to set resist to certain schools, you could run crafted hat, crafted robe, crafted boots. I mean, there's so many strats to be had at 90. It's crazy. So many strats, so many ways to set against certain schools that you don't feel comfortable against, right? This isn't the definitive, like, this is how the new meta is, but basically generalizing the new meta as you can do anything that you want. And as long as you perfect that strat that you're going for, you can make it work. Dead Metal Skull is from, what is it? The Road Warriors pack. And I know a lot of this stuff is like crowns. But I mean, even 60 had like Professor's Boots. It was like infected with Professor's Boots and Immortal's Lore pack. So I'm not really that worried about people saying that, like, you know, pay to win is going to kill 90. You can definitely run things that you don't like get from packs at 90 and still get really good stats. Like, for instance, if I want to run, where is it? The Hades Boots of Justice, say for instance, right? I'm going to keep the wand because, I mean, this wand and like the Immortal's Lore wand are pretty much like the best for most schools. So you are going to want to pop those packs, like, regardless. But let's just say I run these boots, right? And everything else is the same. I'll get to everything else in just a minute. But I still have 87 damage, 58 resist across the board, still can't fizzle, still 5.3k health. I have even more block because I'm running the Hades defensive boots. Still 29 pierce before my pierce mount, 32 in, 21 out, so better in and out, and still over 90% power pip, which is amazing, and that's still with Jade Hood. For the Athames, the meta is definitely pushing away from the Duelist Fatal Razor, and I'll go ahead and show you why in just a second. So the Duelist Fatal Razor is level 90, but the Morganth Athame for all schools is going to give more damage, block, which is arguably better than crit in this meta, way more power pip, 17 versus 9 power pip, a tiny bit less health, and look at that outgoing. And yes, outgoing does affect heals on yourself if you are healing yourself. Yeah, completely outclasses the Duelist Fatal Razor. However, there is a 9 level difference, so 99 is going to become the meta level. So right after you stop at that particular quest, again, if you haven't seen this video in the corner, highly suggest you go watch it. First link in the description. For the amulets are also, I think the Morganth amulets are also 99. I could be wrong though, we'll see in just a second. But the Amulet of Divine Influence, I mean, it's just a hype drop. Like, let's be honest, it gives you a reason to farm Hades again, if not for, you know, your other pieces of gear. Amulet of Divine is just hype overall, and for balance, it's the best amulet. So if you're making a 90 balance, Amulet of Divine is what you're going for if you want to perfect your stats. Alpha and Omega Ring. Now, this is going to depend on your school. For schools like Life, you're going to definitely want to run Morganth Ring. So again, reasons to farm Morganth on another character that is high level. And then pets, I mean, I'm pretty sure people are going to figure out what the new meta is, but for me, I think that triple doubles are coming back, some variation of a triple double. So I have triple double Infal Brace, and then you know, stat mounts, it is what it is. And then this is what I never covered in the guide video, Pip Decks. I am definitely not going to sit here and explain every boss that drops every Pip deck, because there are multiple different bosses that drop different Pip decks, but it can be aggravating to farm for these decks. So look up in the Wizard101 wiki where you can find, just type in like level 90 deck, like level 90 myth deck, level 90 death deck, or whatever your school is, and look for the level 95 variations of certain decks and make sure that it gives a Pip, a triangle socket, crit, and health, and look up what bosses or what mobs drop your deck and start farming on a high level character, or ask somebody to pour it in or something like that. Some of the bosses are behind like little dungeon instances, so again, the kind of like tedious, hard, annoying part of the deck farming, but it is the definitive one-stop deck, and you don't have to get it from a stone key boss like legendary. So all you have to do is farm, but that's pretty much how you get like these amazing stats at 90. So highly suggest, like, it is a must. You have to get your Pip deck. Okay, so James, like, your balance stats are good, but like, what if I don't want to main balance at 90? You know what, I got you, fam. 5.1k health, 90 damage, 57 resist, which will actually go up to 62 after I put my Brace and Defy on my pet, because as you guys can see, it's not on the pet, it's on my flamenco on the balance I was just on. So 62 resist on a death, 90 damage, 5.1k health, 20 accuracy, can't fizzle anything, but I think Headless Horseman I can still fizzle by I think 5%, which is fine, right? 274 crit, 213 block, again over that 200 block meta threshold. You at least want 200 block. 30 pierce, that is solid. 28 in, 25 out, that's for critical sacrifices, that's really good. And then again, over 91 power pip percent. So again, the same thing, if you go into Q with these stats, let's say, and you get a glass cannon, all you're doing, shielding, weaknessing, and then buffing yourself accordingly. That is literally how you're going to be beating glass cannon opponents. And the reason why it's good, again, is because shielding is meta now. You have all this resist to back up, and the shield is going to eat all of their pierce. You also want to carry TC triage, if not in main deck because your life, because people are going to start using overtimes as a way to get around shields. So make sure you like double shield accordingly against someone who has glass cannon, and then triage overtimes accordingly as well. And I promise you, you shouldn't have too much problem with it at all, unless they're running like, you know, the ice strat. So with that being said, I mean, yeah, the new meta is looking like you can literally run anything. And again, there's that Jade Hat. The robe is the defensive Hades robe. Boots is Gulcher's Horde boots, but I'm going to show you right now, even if I'm running Hades defensive boots, I still have really good stats. 54 resist turns into 59 after Brace and Defy, so you really want double resist on your pet no matter the school. 83 damage, still maintaining over 5k health. Pierce went up a little bit, block went up a little bit, crit went down a little bit, and still maintaining over 90 power per percent. So just really overall, it's like Super Saiyan 60. If you get that reference, it is literally better 60. With more cards, more health, just better strat. Like you won't die to a lot of like super overpowered stuff at 60. It's definitely going to take, you know, a lot more blades for someone like one shot you. You have more time to deal with most strategies, like 99.9% of strategies. Also, real quick, I want to show you guys my life stats because I know a lot of you are wondering where life is in the meta, and I want to apologize because I can't show you guys every school's optimal stats. You know, well, not really optimal, but like my version of optimal stats with the strat that I want to run is just like balanced stats overall, making every stat as good as possible, where some people might want to run set gear, crafted gear, you know, wards on their pet. I think the meta is just, there's room to grow in all different directions, and I can't wait for people to just start putting out like a bunch of different strategies, making things up. 90 is like a farming ground right now. You got to plant your seed and make it grow into something and just start PvPing, dude. Just make your strat as good as possible. But basically 86 day, wait, do I have my pet on? I do. Okay, so yeah, I have my my version of what I think the meta pets are going to be, or some variation of that, right? Triple, double, fortify. Bridge to 5 will get put on the pet if I PvP on this guy. But 5.5k health, 86 damage, 58 resist, which will turn into 64. Am I right on that? 64? Can I math? 64, 50, 63? 63. 12 accuracy, can't fizzle, 293 critical, which is actually really good considering, you know, crit satyrs and crit regenerates and stuff like that. 220 block, again, maintaining over 200 meta block, and then 28 pierce, 43 in, 24 out, and then 102 power pip percent. And wow, that's without my power pip mount. So I could actually put on the pierce mount, like transfer that over and have 30 pierce on my life as well, with the rest of these stats being as good as they are. So there's that Jade Hat again, as I was talking about. The robe is the armor of the sorrowful life, the defensive Hades. These are the professor's horde boots, but I'll show you guys again right now. Defensive Hades boots, still running good damage, good resist. That's 60 after brace and defy. Still can't fizzle, still maintaining 5.5k health, 219 crit, but block goes up to a ridiculous 277. After pierce mount, still over 30 pierce, or I could just rock out the 29 if I don't have a pierce mount. 50 in and 24 out. Bro, what are satyrs doing? And then can't fill pip. So hype stuff, man. Nasty stats. Nasty stats. And I'll just go through the rest of the gear in case you guys want to see. There's that level 99 Athame again. These are going to become meta. You have to farm Morganth. They're so good. Again, yeah, so the Morganth amulet is 99 as well, so 99 is going to become the definitive level. Same with the ring, because of the incoming 26 incoming. That's so broke. That is so broke. And the Pip deck, you got to get your Pip deck. But yeah, guys, I mean, the 90 meta, it's so juicy right now, and it is literally what you make of it. So I am excited for 90 to come back. I actually have been seeing 90 matches in queue. I think I was able to identify like 10 matches actually happened yesterday, today being Sunday. So Saturday, about 10 90 matches happened, which is crazy. Like 90's coming back. But a few people are like PvPing at like level like 92 or like 91 or like 90 exactly. And yeah, I'm putting out this video to let you guys know how to optimize your 90 characters. Again, if you are thinking about making a 90 character, first link in the description will show you how to set it up the right way. Please don't mess up your 90 character, because you can mess it up. But with all that being said, 90 is back, is slowly coming back. This is the new meta. The meta is literally whatever you want to do. There is no, I have to run this strat, I have to do glass cannon, and I'm super excited about that. Seriously am. I can't wait to start pushing out more PvP videos as 90 starts to come back. But with all that being said, if you guys have enjoyed or are happy that the 90 meta is back, or are considering making a 90 character now that the meta has changed, drop a like, subscribe if you are new, turn on post notifications, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.